Today we're going to talk about what it takes to be a transformational leader in your community. A person who can build empathy and deep understanding of what's going on. Someone who can look for opportunities to make a difference, seek a positive outcome, and then be prepared to effect that change. At HFLI, we think that takes having an orientation of innovation. And an orientation of innovation has 5 key components. 1 is knowledge of the world in which we live. 2 is an awareness of self as a person of value. 3 is creative confidence. 4 is a commitment to act for a positive outcome. And 5 is a focus on the future. So let's dive a little bit more deeply into those. What do I mean by knowledge of the world in which we live? Well, I'm really talking about academic content knowledge, skills. Sometimes those are discipline-based. It might be math knowledge or science knowledge. You might be an expert chemist, knowledge in PE or art or social studies. But it can also be practical expertise that you've developed through your lived experiences or your professional context. It could be something you work on as a hobby or within your own community. Either way, however you've developed that expertise, that knowledge, and those skills, you're able to apply that information and that capacity to whatever task or challenge you're working on. That knowledge informs how you approach the problem. We can make that happen for our students by designing and facilitating really intentional learning opportunities that ask them to address complex problems, to think through critically what they're learning, why it's important, to really gain hold of the facts so that they can apply them later. We're preparing them to tackle problems or challenges in their own lives, but also on behalf of other people. And they can't do that if they don't understand what's going on, the facts and the figures, or the accurate information that informs the current circumstances. Second, we want to help them build an awareness of themselves as people of value, whether those are our colleagues, or our students, or even ourselves. Having that knowledge that you are a person who can bring something worth having to the table is significant. You need to see and believe in your own value, that you have the talents, the skills to make a positive difference in whatever work you're doing. Those have to be recognized. We can help build this in our students by really using culturally responsive practices, making sure that we see who they are, we listen to who they are, we know what they're bringing into the classroom or to the opportunity space or the workroom, and then meeting them where they are. We can develop progressive learning experiences that stretch them, have them really challenged just enough and just for them, but so that they move forward towards becoming independent learners, people who can drive their own learning, really tackle challenges with comfort and confidence. We can use other strategies like creating structured teams where kids need to use specific roles and responsibilities in order to make a contribution to the outcome, really respecting what they've done and how they've done it. What building that self-awareness is not telling your kids that they're fantastic, not praising them for minimal effort or something that they really didn't try hard at. That actually has the opposite effect. It can make kids believe that we don't believe in them, that we don't see value in them. If we have confidence by challenging them, by trusting them to take on something that's hard, they'll step up to the plate as well and begin to have that meaningful sense of personal value. We also need to have creative confidence. Lots of people believe that you're either born creative or you're not. You're either an innovator or you're not, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. In fact, creativity is a learned skill, and with that skill development over time, you develop confidence that you can do it again. You develop that through practice, by learning new strategies, by working with somebody who is using creative strategies, tools, and methods, and applying them together, working on challenges, making mistakes, failing even, and going back to the drawing board and doing it again. It's only over time that you can really build up your muscle so that creativity, those approaches, become your default mindset. How am I going to tackle this problem? How am I going to work towards a positive solution? With all of those 3 in place, knowledge of the world in which we live, awareness of yourself as a person of value, creative confidence, that has to get coupled with commitment to act, commitment to work towards a positive outcome. Without that, you're simply standing still. You're standing by. you must work through that orientation of innovation to make the world a better place. And that involves that deeper learning by doing. It doesn't happen instantly. It doesn't happen immediately. It's an active state, not a passive state. Innovators are people who continually are looking for opportunities, seeing ways to make things better, and then diving in and getting the work done. Last, an orientation of innovation requires a focus on the future, looking forward to how can we make the world a better place. The past matters in that it informs how we got here, what drove us to this particular moment in time with all the constraints around us, all the opportunities around us. The present is significant because we need to understand what's working and what's not working for people. What are their needs? Why are those needs existing? And how might we dive in to figure out root causes in order to address them and work towards a more positive outcome? But that focus on the future, the belief that there is something we can do, that something better can occur, is essential. It's inherent in having that orientation of innovation. We can make the world a better place, we simply have to do it. So having an orientation of innovation requires those 5 traits: knowledge of the world in which we exist, awareness of value as a person so that you will actually believe that you can do something, creative confidence, a commitment to act for that positive outcome, and a focus on the future. We can make all of that happen with and for our students by the way that we design and facilitate learning experiences, by challenging them, by trusting them, by believing in them, and being informed in our own practice. I hope this has been helpful to you today. If you have ideas or comments or thoughts, we'd love to hear them. If you have stories about how you're developing an orientation of innovation within yourself or with your students, we'd also love to know about that. Please reach out. I'm Debbie. It's been a pleasure. Have a great day.